So you go into the 2017 year. This is an amazing year for you guys. Okay. When you go over to the sideline and you run the Philly special, you want Philly, Philly. Everybody knows that story. So you've probably talked about it a ton on podcasts and everything. Philly, Philly. Are you in the stands during this game?
Correct.
Okay.
What do you... 26 family members, our daughter on my lap.
This wasn't one of those things where you're like telling her the night before, like, hey, if we get in this situation right before
she knew.
Was it going to happen?
I wanted her to know. And she had an idea.
Yeah.
But I told her specifically, do not tell anyone else.
Oh, I didn't tell anyone else. But during that time of the game and the tense atmosphere, I'm shaking the whole game, right? And the nature of the game was so back and forth, offense and defense, and the score close the whole time. So you were never like able to relax. But I didn't know that it was going to happen like right then.
No one did. Not even Doug.
Yeah.
Not even our head coach.
It was all real time for all of us too. Just like what, and then even when it happened, in no way are we like, that's going to be one of the most historical plays in Super Bowl history. Nobody's saying that. Nobody knows at the time that that's going to be that.
Yeah.
You know, it just felt like a really cool play to end the first half. So, yeah, we didn't know what the future held with that play.
So what was your reaction like when it actually happened and you see him catching a touchdown pass?
I mean, it was so cool. I was next to my dad, my brothers, my whole family. I mean, it was awesome. We were just, but again, we're not like, this is epic. He just caught the ball and Trey just threw him the ball. Like, we're not thinking that as it's happening.
Right.
We're just like, this is incredible going into half, like a trick play.
Was my dad sitting down at that point? What was he doing?
Gosh, I don't even, probably.
Was he stayed pretty calm that game, didn't he?
Your dad was calm, yeah.
Usually he's walking around the stadium and like living and dying every single play.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. That's an experience that you don't even remember all the details. You feel like you kind of just blacked out, you know?
Yeah.
Like, did it really happen?
Did that really happen?
You wish you could like relive it one time and just see all the details again.
Right.
It's hard to remember everything.
Yeah.
You know?
When I was in high school, I only played high school football, but on Fridays, all day Friday, we would talk about what are the first two plays we're running tonight, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like in my accounting class with my football coach. So it was one of those scenarios where like, you already know this is going to happen if you get in that situation. And so, and then you went over to coach and said, hey, you want Philly, Philly. And that was it, right?
Yeah, I think the big thing was I caught Coach Peterson off guard because we had a discussion the night before, the days leading up to the game, because we had the Philly special in the game plan for the first round of the playoffs. And with trick plays, we always let them marinate. So like it's an Andy Reid thing. He loves food, marination. So like trick plays can marinate all season, and then you can run them in the last game. So we didn't run it against the divisional against the Falcons, and we almost ran it in the NFC Championship game against the Vikings, but I had busted ribs. I think I cracked some ribs in that game, so I couldn't really turn around and catch it. But we were supposed to run it second half, go up 2 scores. So a safer position not to like gain the lead, 4th and 1, first half. So it was one of those things where we had some big plays to get down there, and there was a 4th and 1 call that was a speed option left, and I hated the play call. I thought it was the worst play. I don't know why they thought this play was going to be good. So we call a timeout. And I think in my mind, because the play that they called was like such a bad call, I'm like, well, if we're thinking that, let's just go run the Philly special. Like, I want to run the Philly special. So that's when I ran over to him. And throughout my career, there has been times I've run over to the coach and asked for a specific play call in crunch time. And I will say, I think I'm 5 for 5 on game-winning plays.
Let's go.
Because of that, because it's an intuition as a quarterback. And as a head coach, Coach Peterson played quarterback. He knows if his quarterback's coming over asking for this play, it's probably a good idea. But there's a pause because I've talked to people recently because I've been doing a series on the Philly special because of our You Want Philly Philly line.
I've seen that, yeah.
So I wanted to find facts that were fun that people don't know. And one of the I don't even think I've shared this fact, but the entire headset goes silent because coaches are always like chiming in, hey, let's run this, let's run that. But when I asked for the Philly special, no one wanted to say this is the play to call because everyone was like, oh, I ain't putting my hand, I ain't saying that's a good play.
Yeah.
So it was either Nick or it was Nick. And
if this doesn't work, my career might be over.
Yeah, it was like one of those things. I know the coaches all trusted me, but Doug was my rookie quarterback coach. He was the one who flew out to Westlake High School. He was with Andy Reid my rookie year. So there's so much history, and Doug trusted me in that moment to run it. And that meant the world to me. And I just found out in the last year with Jason Kelsey, we were at a charity function in Philly, and they asked Jason what he thought when I went in the huddle and called the play. And I did not know he felt this way. I need to have Jason on a pod or something. He said, man, I thought it was an awful idea. And I'm like, wait, seriously? I thought everyone was on board. He's like, you kidding me? You going out on a route? Like, I know you got good hands, but are we seriously going to run the Philly special right here? And he's like, but man, am I glad you called it, because that looked beautiful and it worked. And I think it was the big momentum shift in the game because it was ballsy. I was playing without fear. My prayer leading to that game was just play without fear. And ultimately, it was a play that not only worked in that moment and gave us 6 points, but it sent a message to the Patriots that we're not messing around. And it sent a message to our sideline that we're firing every shot we have and we're not holding anything back. And looking back, I know that. But in the moment, I'm just playing aggressively and like, this play will work. And that was my mindset.
Yeah, a lot of times at the end of the game, if you don't make the play, it's like, oh, well, that play didn't work. But it's all the other plays that, throughout the entire game that really made up the entirety of the game. That was a game changer.
That was a game changer.
That was it. They were on their heels after that one.
Yeah. I don't think Bill on the other sidelines was expecting that, and that made it even more fun.
I don't think anyone was expecting that in the entire world. It's a really cool moment, and I'm sure to be able to just to have this thought I know your kids are young, but to have them be able to grow up and see their dad have a historically remembered Super Bowl play.
Yeah.
You can play in the NFL and you play NBA, MLB, have a bunch of great games, but very few players get to say this is a historic moment in the biggest game ever. That must be really cool.